Hero, where you going with this manga? You brought this fucker back to get his ass kicked right away. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Wow. So this week's chapter, Jiemma came back, Jiemma, whatever the fuck his name is, and he got his ass kicked in one chapter, and it was because of friendship. Yeah, it's that plain and simple. In all honesty, the speeches were cheesy. And I'm going to be fair about this because I'm very fair. I do think that it was good in the sense that it showed progression in Sting and Rogue. They were able to take him out, and it showed that they had progressed from shitlords to decent people. That was the best thing that this chapter did. But in all honesty, Jiemma, what was the point of bringing him back if he was going to get his ass kicked in one chapter? And he got owned, and the speeches were just making me cringe about, we have become, we found the light of fairy tale. And it was, in all honesty, it made them sound like the most biggest fucking weirdo fairy tale friendship lovers of all time. It was like going overboard. You don't need to go this far to show that they've changed, because it was good that they changed, and it was good that they, ultimately beat Jiemma. But first of all, in one chapter, he got owned, and it was all with them saying it's because of the friendship and because fairy tale inspired us. And it was just like, oh, why is he even, what was the point of bringing him back just for these fuckers to whip his ass in one chapter? I mean, they could have spread it out over a few different chapters and cut out so many of the damn speeches about friendship. Another good thing was we found out that it was basically he dragged his daughter there to get the powers. So it wasn't that she went completely by herself and was like, you know what, I'm gonna come and get these powers. It was him that dragged her down there. So that adds more to the elements and more different aspects, I guess, of what really dragged her into this thing. It wasn't really necessarily her seeking out the power. It was once again her daddy saying, you're gonna do this, stop being weak. So even more trauma for the poor girl. But plain and simple, it was a fighting chapter, and there was no point in bringing Jiemma back because he got his ass kicked. And I'm really hoping, I'm pretty sure it's not the case, but I'm really hoping that Geer isn't down. I'm pretty sure, again, it was just that they managed to get him, and Gray is powered the fuck up, so that's more believable and more acceptable. But ultimately, I hope next chapter he gets back up and he's like, oh, is that all you guys got? And like smacks Natsu or something, and then it's just him and Gray. Because I really want Gray to get the spotlight. I really hope that Gray ultimately does either the final blow or him and Natsu really work together and Gray gets his proper due. Because at the end of the day, it does have to be, I was thinking about it realistically, it does have to be Natsu that puts Geer down because of what he said to his father. As much as I want Gray to get the spotlight and like Natsu go take a shit or something while Gray handles this, ultimately Natsu needs to do this because his father asked him to do it. He needs to, do this. It makes more sense for Natsu to win. But I do want Gray to still be a pivotal factor in the defeat of Geer. And I really hope that that's not the case, that he's over. Which, again, I don't believe so because that was too quick and, just too sudden out of nowhere. So there's probably more to him. Although, again, I didn't like even seeing him getting wrecked already. Like, they just mashed his face into the ground. And there's really not that much to say about this chapter. Again, it was just a fighting chapter, but a terrible fucking speech-filled way of bringing back some crustfuck that I told you guys. I said, what was the point of bringing back Jiemma? He's just going to get owned. He got owned before, and he got owned yet again. Good for character development for Sting and Rogue, but it's just so fucking cheesy, and it shouldn't have ended this quick. Plain and fucking simple. That's plain. I don't need to extend this review for 500 hours. Plain and simple. It was good development, but shitty way to go, and once again, the friendship bullshit added yet again. It all started with Erza, which, by the way, I didn't care to see her. I don't know. That last fight, it's because she's Erza kind of soured me slightly to the character. I still do care for the character. I still think Erza is one of my favorites of Fairy Tail, in all honesty. Putting the logic bullshit aside, she's epic and everything. But when I saw her in this chapter, which, by the way, we're getting real close to the end of that. I'd imagine there'll only be a couple more chapters, maybe 2, possibly 3 chapters, until we get to the current timeline where, magic is going to go out because of Face being activated and everything. But, I don't know, just seeing her, I was like, ugh. With all that being said, I'm giving this one a 4 out of 10. Sting and Rogue whipped Jiemma's ass. Pointless bringing him back, but it served for decent character development, I guess, for them. But it was just so over the fucking top, and yet again pushed them into their fanboys. Like, they modeled themselves after Fairy Tail. And Geer getting wrecked. Please don't tell me Geer's down for the count. Let me know what you thought of this chapter, what you think about that friendship magic going strong as ever. What do you think about Jiemma coming back? Do you feel as though it was pointless? Again, being fair about it. It did give character development and showed how much they had progressed Sting and Rogue as people, not just strength-wise, as people. So that was the best thing that it delivered. But in one chapter, bringing him back being pointless, basically. It should have been a lot longer. And yeah, it looks like Mark Geer is getting wrecked, and I really hope that's not the case. And your overall thoughts of the chapter. That's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, if you can do so as well, that'd be awesome. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.